Yeah, you check the clock, it's 2 a.m., I'm rolling heavy. Got 80,000 pounds of toilet paper, that's a whole levy. Slant monster, eyes are wide, I'm hunting for the miles. My rig's so clean, you can eat off the chrome smiles. Pulled into a truck stop, man, the fuel lines are seen. Every pump's got...
Alright, welcome to the channel, Herrera Carriers Inc. We're doing a professional, experienced, seasoned truck driver how to connect a tractor trailer to a tractor. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you. So this is my professional series of maneuvers and parking maneuvers and etc. on being a truck driver. So when you connect to a truck and trailer, let's go ahead and get out of here. Okay, so when you approach the trailer, when you're driving up to a trailer, you want to eyeball it from top to bottom to make sure everything looks pretty good. Obviously, you don't know the condition of the tires or the lights or the signals, so it will take you to connect to figure that stuff out. But on your first approach, you want to see anything wrong, anything leaning or missing, any damage, any spray paint someone might have sprayed, something, you know, right away. Any damage to it should be your concern. But you want to line up the truck to the trailer so you're pretty lined up with it, obviously. Let's check this side. So I lined up to it, but I haven't connected to it. Make sure you want to stop before connecting, because you want to make sure you're not too high or too low on either the trailer. Right now the trailer looks like it's going to be right on the money, if not a little high. So if it's a little high, you got to be cautious. If the trailer is too high, you're going to run into a problem where that Kingpin is going to move beyond that fifth wheel. And then you have another problem, because the fifth wheel is now behind that Kingpin. You have to either drop your bags, or a combination of drop your bags and raise your landing gear so you can clear and get up out under there. And then sometimes there's like there's a type of hinge or a type of spring that keeps it in that position, and it just won't. So you might need to have a stick or something to pry it, you know, in the direction to level it out. Or maybe it's just the balance of it is always going to be like that. So cautious on that. Right now I'm pretty lined up, but I'm going to drop it. And I have to release the Kingpin, the fifth wheel. If you have, actually no, it looks like it's already unlocked. So if you're backing up and you don't do none of this and you just try to connect, you know, you can if you're used to it and you have a dedicated trailer, you know everything pretty much is good to go. But if you don't, sometimes a self-automated fifth wheel with a release latch inside of the truck button will not unlatch. So this is like engaged. Right now it looks like it's disengaged, and it will be able to connect to it, but I'm still going to push the button up in the dash to release it, to make sure it's disengaged. If you have a manual fifth wheel, then you would want to pull it out. I don't have too much experience with the pulling it out, but you would pull it. I think you'd pull it out. Can't really speak to it 100% because there's a variation of fifth wheels out there on the market. Not too many, but enough that are some are different. And most of them have either a lifting or a pulling type of lever mechanism, but this one's hydraulic. And sometimes that hydraulic latch gets dried out and it won't work and it won't engage when you try to connect. So let's give that a go. I'm going to drop it a little bit. I thought I had fifth wheel packets of grease, which I want to put on the fifth wheel, but I'm not sure. I think I might have used all of them. Get your gloves, because you don't want to damage your skin, your hands, and get a cut or anything like that. Not because I'm not a man or anything like that, but look at this. Do you really want to cut your hand on this rust and go get a tetanus shot, or what is that shot for metal? Look at that. Do you really want to deal with that? I wouldn't. So get yourself some gloves. Put it in low, high. If you're empty, I think in high gear is going to be fair to drop it. To raise it too, but it's still a struggle. So it's faster when it's in high gear. Low gear is more torque, I think. And there it goes. So there, it's pretty level. Hopefully that's coming out on camera. And now we're going to back up to it. There's a release fifth wheel button, knob, switch, and it says hold for 3 seconds, and then you might be able to hear if I got the volume up on this thing, I might hear a slight latch. So it does Kingpin release successful. Detach, deactivate switch to proceed. So I put that in the back. Reverse. And you want to hear for a click. See if it lifts it up. Yep, it lifts it up. Usually does it. I heard a latch. I don't know if you guys did. We're gonna put it in low gear and do a tug test. This tug test is gonna assure you that the truck and trailer are properly coupled. They're a cute couple, okay? Don't do nothing more, nothing less. Release your air brakes to your truck and go get a visual too. This is redundant, but this is safety. How much do you care about your job and your career and the safety of others that it takes you but 2 seconds to come down here and give it a visual look, and it's engaged. Bling, bling, bam. Here's another tip or trick. If this trailer is too low because the previous driver has left it too low, or yard hustler, yard dog, you could dump your airbags and get up underneath it. That might save the day sometimes. But if you can't, then you can't get low enough, you have to raise it. So now we're gonna completely raise the landing gear. Oh, I don't know, some book says don't lift your landing gear all the way, connect your airlines, and then something. It's some weird confusing thing where it says connect your airlines first before landing gear or something. I don't get it. I might be doing it wrong, but I might not. But it hasn't affected me, you know. Get the key, I locked it. Unlock this puppy with the chrome glad hand lock. Yes, sir. Union Pacific. Boss. Put that right there. Close that door. And start connecting your glad hands and then electrical cables. So, always properly stow these away when you're driving bobtail. You don't want them to drag on the floor, get debris up in there. Give it a good look and condition of the grommets on the inside of the air hoses. Make sure they're not completely jacked, cracked. Give it a quick glance, look over. And then connect your blue line, is always on the inside, which is your service line connected properly. You also want to check the trailer grommets to see their condition, because there's two of them. And then seat that in. Now look at your emergency line. This releases, when you engage, releases the trailers, and then it engages the trailer brakes. So when you're disengaged, it engages the trailer brakes, so they're locked. The brakes are locked when this is disengaged with air and unfilled with oxygen. Now get your electric cable. Oh, this is what was freaking, oh my gosh. This was what was happening. That's not good. I put this in the other day and it was going, so that's your electrical line. ABS wire. Connected to your trailer, properly latched. Make sure that's all hunky-dory. And now it engages the lights, you see. So what we're gonna do now is supply air to the trailer and turn on your hazards to do a walk around. Give you a slight wiggle. Make sure all these lights are ticking for the public. Truck's about to turn off. Let's go ahead and turn that off. So if you be really quiet, you can hear it. You hear it supplying air. We're gonna go clockwise around the truck and trailer. So it's a little bit of a challenge to detect if all the lights are working on this side when you got clear lights and you're directly in the sun. But you can tell they're on. If you stare. And the turn signal is working on the right. Check if you have flats. It's filling up that reservoir tank. You got a leaky hub. Yeah, you can hear the ever so slightly. I haven't drained that air tank, but that air tank is the one that's filling up with pressure. And I think it's whatever the truck supplies, which is up to like 120, 125 PSI. So right now they're released and I'm free to roll. There's nothing holding these trailer tires except the truck and the connection of the fifth wheel to the Kingpin. Check your undercarriage, make sure nothing's really dragging. Any wire or rope or chain. That's why you want to get under there. Give it a good peekaboo. Locked trailer, locked it yesterday. Lights are working, turn signals or hazard lights are working. Do I have the key for this? I do. Unlock and inspect the inside of the trailer. Ah! Freaking fly. If you guys like this content so far and this educational piece, please drop a like. Get a little peekaboo in here. Give it a good sniffy foo. Don't smell like poo poo or pee pee or old foods or vegetables that were in here before, because you get steak, you get meat that's bloody, you get fish that's fishy. And what other commodities stink up your trailer? Potatoes could stink once you leave them in here long enough. You want to have a clean trailer for the next load and your next, your next customer. Oh, everything looks good. A minimum of X amount of locks you want to have. Load locks, I think it's 2. Some places require 3 and up to 4. We're good on this side. Wrapping it up on this side. Just giving it an inspection, visual inspection. Tap tires. Tires are tapped. Tippy tippy tap. Check your Kingpin. Check your axle adjustment wherever it's at and wherever it needs to be. I am unaware of the length of the rear axle. Cannot school you on that part. But I think Trucker Trash was talking about 10 feet from the back to this point is your limit for California, something like that. 40 feet back, something like that, from the front. It's easier to do it this way. I think that's what he said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, look at that. That's the limit. Yeah, 10 feet forward. So I think that's the limit for California, which is the biggest one that we have to worry about. That should be marked right there. I guess it's on that mark you can notice. And it distributes the weight on the steers, the drives, and your trailer weights. And that's it. You guys made it to the end. Thank you very much. Appreciate the support. I don't know if I missed anything. If I missed something, turn this on right away if you have a reefer unit to make sure everything's hitting on all cylinders, banging on all cylinders. So the sooner you know something is wrong, the sooner you could fix it, is the point of doing pre-trips and public safety. That's it. Thanks for watching. Do a little quick walk around. Show you guys the truck again. Ooh, with the lights on. With the lights. Oh, say, can you see? Isn't that even recording this time? Oh, yeah, it is. By the dawn early light.